Hello. I think I just failed uni.
So let's explain. I feel that's a good way to start. So essentially, I'm a third year student at Edinburgh University and I study English Lit. Fun. I made it 3 years so far. I feel like I could zoom in, but I can't. Made it 3 years so far. Been like enjoying it. I've actually enjoyed this year the most of all the years. And every semester too, I just kind of like struggle. There's always something going on in my life. Like I've always had a bad March consistently since like high school. There's always been something that happens in March. So yeah, this time it happened in January. That was great. And in March still was kind of like a shit show. Anyway, so I'm sitting this course called Reading Theory, and Reading Theory is like one of the worst like put together courses ever. To kind of put this in perspective, so you're given 3 classes a semester. You have to write two 1600 word essays, which are like, that's fine like for an English lit student, like that's not a lot, it's not a lot to ask of somebody. But you have to like compare theories onto like literary texts. So last semester I got a 60 in my first essay and I got like a 50 in my second essay, which is like pretty fucking good if I do say so myself, for like theory, which I've never done before. I'm not like a private school student, like I've never done theory before. So I came into this semester feeling pretty confident in myself. And essentially like I kind of have just been like fucked over. So to put this like into perspective, I obviously was like confident coming into it, wrote my midterm, knew my midterm wasn't very good, but I thought it was a pass, and I got a 42, which I think that's kind of insane. I think a 42 is so harsh. But you know what, like honours marking, which my university follows, it's still a pass. I was just like, okay, great. The way that this course is structured means that you have to get an overall 50% to pass. For honours, you need 40% to pass. So like this particular like course has decided, now we're better than honours, because of course you think we're better than honours. We're gonna have this like insanely high pass rate, which isn't like insanely high, like 50%. Again, like I average like a 2-1, like I average 60. But for me, like this is now like I got a 42 and I was in my first essay, weighted 50-50, and I have to get like a 58 to pass the course. Spoiler alert, I did not get a 58. So I had my essay like peer reviewed by like two of like the smartest girls I know, like literally critique like the whole thing, and like once I had it perfected, I was like, cool, had them read over it again, or like had one of them read over it again, and then got it sent off, like submitted it, right? And neither of them turned to me and was like, they both were like, you're gonna pass. I got a 48. And at this point I'm now like, what the actual
That was a slight like blip. Anyway, I'm just gonna hold you guys
here. So obviously like
45% overall, which in honours is a pass, but I don't know if reading theory is gonna count as a pass or not. So I'm waiting until July, which is like actually kind of horrible. Like it is an actual really horrible feeling. The marking for the
by the way was just, it wasn't even like I'd failed. Like the marking doesn't add up to like what he said. So like I'm assuming it's a he, because men are cruel. But like this 48 was like, oh yeah, hi, like no, they were like, this point's really good, then why have you failed me? Like, and it's a 1600 word essay, like you should have put more detail into this. And I'm like, right, in 1600 words. And they were like, your grammar. And I was like, right, but the grammar, like they said one grammatical error and they were like, long sentence. And I was like, no, it's a quote, fuck ass. Like anyway, like I nearly always take my marks well. Like this is like literally so unique for me to be doing, but I'm just like pissed off because it's like, how have I dropped so much in what's meant to be like the same course? Anyway, so this is like a little vlog of like me living my little day. Also my mouth tastes of like SPF, because you know those like SPF lip balms, I hate them. The SPF is like such a pungent taste, it's like horrible. So I'm gonna like do a little, what I'm gonna do today, because I guess you chose my new thing. I don't like TikTok anymore, TikTok's not fun. And then I guess maybe I'll cry. I actually haven't cried yet. I filmed it in work yesterday, which is like kind of funny, and I'm like sitting in work and they come out and I like throw my phone and I'm like fuck, and I was like, and I go to the bathroom and I open it and I saw what reading theory was and I was like, for fuck's sake, and I didn't even cry. I just kind of was like, okay, slay. Came back in, like literally went back into the office, put one of my earpods in and was like, I can do it if a broken heart gets pressed play. I was like, here we go, and started playing it, and like so loud in my ear, my boss was next to me just chatting away, and I was just like, okay, cool, slay. And then he leaves, my other boss comes in and I'm like, Jamie, I just failed. And she was like, oh, did you actually? And I was like, yeah, slay. And then we go to a manager's meeting, right? After the manager's meeting I come out and I'm like, hi, and I go to the bathroom again, I come out and there's like a manager meeting and I just go, Just failed uni today, by the way. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, this has been a day. Anyway, let me give you guys a haul of what I got for back. The first thing is, I'm gonna have to flip you guys when editing this that I forgot to put an outro, so here we are. Okay. What I forgot to mention is that I've emailed the course organiser. I hate like when the calendars are flipped because it stresses me out. My eyebrows are very wonky. Anyway, so I emailed my course organiser. I haven't heard back from her yet, but essentially I asked two very important questions. One of which was, what do I do now? And the second one was like, oh, like, can I get remarked? Like, what is this kind of happening? And also just kind of mentioned, like, is this 40%, is this 50% pass, like, a real thing? Or have I just read into it too much? I also emailed my people support teacher to be like, hi, I need some support. So, yeah, anyway, it's slightly stressful, but yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow because I want to put a vlog up every single day. Bye. Mwah.